Okay. So here's some more information on the science of etymology. Remember, etymology is the study of the history and the origins and the culture of words. Remember, culture means the lifestyle, the way in which people develop and utilize words, right? Throughout different languages and so on. Okay, I want to share with you again this word animal. Okay. Now, there are a lot of books, a lot of different writings, um, um, mythical writings, fairy tales, even in medicine, you know, these words are used to refer to, different parts of the body, the mindset, and all this stuff. So, this word animal, it's used throughout civilized culture. I'll say it like that. Okay? But remember, this word animal, right, it is not talking about these characters here that you see in this boat. Okay? Like you see here. Alright? See, all these creatures here, they have their own names. See, their name is not animal. Okay, even this. See, they say wild animals. Okay, now we have to realize that this, the way they are using it, the way they are calling these creatures animals, this is a connotation. So remember, a connotation is something or a piece of information that was added to a word, right? Later on. Okay, so they took this word animal, okay, and they changed it. They added on something else to it to say that, oh, this is what it means. So this is an add-on. So they tell you that these things here, right, are animals, right? That's a connotation. That's something that they added on to change the actual meaning of the word. Okay? So you have to go and find out, well, what happened? When did they change it? See, when did this connotation take place? And for what reason? You have to always find the reason why. I mean, if this word, animal, right? It means, here's the origin of it. See, it means, right? It's telling you, it's come from the word animate. See down here it says, right? Vital breath, the vital breath, right? And then it's telling you it's coming from anima, like in animate, anima, see, breath, air, see, air, breath, life. Look at this. The mind and the soul. So, how is it referring to these creatures right here? A squirrel and, hedgehog and, stuff like that, fox. How are these animals? See, when they have their names already. And the word animal, you can see it has nothing to do with these a squirrel. See? Even though, I mean, yeah, these creatures, they have breath, they breathe, they have life, okay? But what does it? Everything, has life, breath, and, So, now, when you go deeper into the etymology of the word animal, right, it's going to clearly state and point out, right, specifically that this word animal is referring to the mind, the soul, the psyche. Okay, the word soul, right, is a Latin. It's Latin, right? It's a Latin. Oh, I forgot to mention something. Sometimes, see, this is right. Another power in etymology. Now, I just said that the word soul, it means psyche. Now, when you look at the word soul in the etymology, it's not going to take you to the word psyche. See? I just happen to know, see, that the word psyche is related to the word soul. Okay? But here's another thing that's important. Soul. See how they spell it here? Or see how they pronounce it? Solar? Solar. See? S-O-L. Solar. The sun. The sun. See? Also, your solar plexus. Now we're getting into metaphysics and the sciences of the body and what have you. See, you see, like in Kabbalah and Indian mythologies and what have you, right? The chakras and what have you. The solar plexus, right, is where the sun is. This is where they say the resurrection, the Christ, the sun, is in your solar plexus, the sun. And so there's a lot of stuff there. Okay, just solar plexus, the soul of your feet, right, which again is the foundation. See, the sun, the soul, your emotions. See, foundation, the beginnings of things, right? Yeah. So So here we have the word psyche. See, and you can see again, see? The soul. See? And here it is again, right? Connecting you to the word animal. Right? Right? Breath, see? Life, soul, mind, See? So you can see this word psyche and the word animal are very similar. See? So what I want to point out here also is that there's a whole bunch of things to study that they have put together through their through their studies. People have studied this, but a lot of it they personified it. They put it into characters or what have you, like what's that? Cupid. Cupid and stuff like that. What's it? Cupid and yeah, Cupid and Psyche, right? So that so yeah, so there's a whole bunch of studies that they have done with this word animal, but we have to remember what they were really doing, right? Was studying and personifying or giving the way of the mind, the psyche, a colorful description. But what happened? People got lost in the sauce with this. They started thinking that these are really talking about animals. So when they read the text, the biblical text, right, and they see the word animal, they automatically think these things. They think about giraffes and elephants and tigers and bears and stuff. See? So, yeah, so sometimes, see, it's the reading. You have to be able to know how to read. So you have to, and because like when it says Noah collect animals 2 by 2, right? Unclean and clean animals. See, now if you don't understand or get the words what they really mean, you'll miss the beauty and the benefit of the information here. They're talking about so-called right bad emotions and so-called good emotions. See? So they're telling you that you have to accept, like, look, the word hate, the emotion of hate. Emotion, the movement, right? The thoughts, the action of hate, right? Hate just means something that you don't agree with, or something that doesn't agree with you, right? It's a dislike, right? It's a conscious reminder of who you are as an individual. See, now that might sound crazy to you, right? But this is what emotions are. This is what it's talking about. You need hate. See, you need the feeling of let me see. Let's look up the opposite of word hate. Let's get us a good word for the opposite of hate. Because people always say love. No. Well, they got love down here, but that's something you should really look into. Okay? Um, so I guess a good antonym for the word hate is like. To like. Again, what I'm sharing with you, and what should be a reasonable thing to do anyway, right? We should make sure we know what these words actually mean, rather than going on what we've been told all our lives. Because these words have some deeper, heavy, deep meanings to them that we have not been told. It's more to it. When you see this word like, right, which is the opposite emotion, right, the opposite animal, right, of the word hate. See, like, wow. It's more to it. We have to, like. See? So we should, right, go into these words, right, that we thought we knew. Like, how many of you guys think you know what the word the means? T-H-E. Have you even studied that word? Have you ever went and looked up the etymology of that word? See, when you think about the word the, right, you see it as a definite article. The. Basically you're using it as referring to a particular thing. So a particular thing. But no. The Theos, the God. Some powerful stuff, man. See, now, look at some synonyms on the word like. Now, this is the opposite of so-called negative emotion of hate. So similar. Okay. Now you might say, oh, I hate that person. See that person over there? I hate that person. So they'll tell you, oh, don't hate people. Don't hate that person. So they're telling you, oh, resemble that person. Be the same. We all the same. See, we parallel one another, right? We're kin. See, we have the same ideologies. Wait a second. Is that true? Are we all the same? Is it wrong for me to be different? Now they'll hide this word hate behind some made up nonsense. See, about, you know, the way people act. But let's not deal with the actions that people do. And then they hook on the word hate with that particular action. Let's deal with the actual word. See, the word hate is the opposite of being the same as someone. You know, or being comparable, compared to someone else. You know, it's the opposite. Hate is the opposite of being kin to someone. Parallel to someone. See, all these different, equal. Hate. The opposite of hate means to be, equal. A match. Are we actually equal? Is everything equal? Are we properly using these words? Is a man equal to a woman? Or is a woman equal to a man? Equal rights? Women's equal rights. Now, they can only be saying, right, equal to a man. There's no third and fourth categories. I'm saying there's no other men and women. So when they say women's equal rights, they must be saying equal to a man. Wait a second. What? How can this be? Men are men. Women are women. They cannot be equal. It just can't happen. You know what I'm saying? So, wow. We really should look into these words and these meanings. It's very important. Because again, remember, etymology, right, it's the study of the culture, right? The culture in which way we use words. In our culture, the cultures, we use words to represent how we behave, how we live, how we establish rules and regulations. See? So knowing these words and where they come from and how they are being used is very important. Very powerful. I always tell people, I said, the word hate has got a bad rap. Hate got a bad rap. And I always freak people out when I tell them, when I show them, I say, hey, in your Bible, your Bible says that God created good and evil. In your Bible, God says, hate. God hates. So that's something you should be, wow. Let me look into that. Wow, okay, I should check this out. Wow. What? God made good and evil? God hates? Wow, maybe I got the words mixed up. Maybe I don't really know what these words mean. Wow. Come on. I should read. They say God is the Word. God is words. wow, I should really be studying words, you know. But anyway, I just thought I'd share this with you guys again. I mean, it's a very, it's a very powerful thing, you know. Really knowing the origins of words, you know, and wow, people, yeah, you should really know words, you know, like some basic words that you should know when you're studying words. You should go look up the definition. You should go look up the actual meaning, the etymological meaning of the word definition, connotation, etymology, the word mean. What is it? What does it mean? Meaning. So all these words, these are the foundation words that you should know, right? Before you can even get into a deeper study of etymology. You know, because like, you go to, because most people, we've been taught, go to the dictionary, right? Go to the definitions, you know? And we never, most people were not taught that inside a lot of those definitions that you see in your modern English dictionaries, 99.9% of them are connotations. See? So you have to know how to watch out within your definitions for connotations. You know, this is why I tell you, you can always find the true meaning of the word within the brackets. When you go to the dictionary, look up a word, look for the brackets, right? And those brackets, if you can't find them, it's going to be right next to, like the parts of speech. It might be a small letter N, right? A letter L, or I mean, you know, like you see here, it might be a ADJ there, or a N there, or a V, okay? And then look for different languages. It might be the O, E, right? The capital O, E, meaning Old English, and you know, and then go to the front of your dictionary, right, where it says abbreviations, and look up all those abbreviations. I'm gonna did I say this before? I'm gonna do another video on how to read the dictionary, going to the front of the book and all those bits and pieces, right, that show you how to read the book. You know, that might be several videos there, but I think that's important to do too. So I'll do it. I'm working on that. All right. So let me go. Okay. So again, as always, this is our true history, culture, right, and language.